People of YouTube, Duck and Creepers here, and today I'm back for another mod showcase video. Today we are doing thermal expansion. Now, since this is such a huge mod, I'm going to be breaking up this mod showcase into several parts, because it would literally take me a good solid hour to go through everything in detail if I were to do it all in one video. So anyway, thermal expansion is a tech mod that adds a new form of energy to Minecraft known as redstone flux. It also adds 5 new ores that are used to build many of the mod's machines. And the mod's machines are powered by redstone flux and are unique in their extreme configurability. And I'm pretty sure configurability is a word. If it's not a word, it should be a word. So anyways, yeah, first, this episode is going to be dealing with all the metals that thermal expansion adds. So anyway, the first ore that it adds is copper, and ingot, ore, and block. And if you're playing Survivalivity Next, the thermal expansion ores are the ones that will spawn if another mod adds ore with the same name. Like, there are literally 4 coppers. We've got forestry, Tinker's Construct, copper, gravel. Now that's also Tinker's Construct, what am I saying? We've got the thermal expansion, that's the one that I've configured to spawn over the other ones. And Industrial Craft adds one too, but Industrial Craft is actually so smart where if you disable it in the config, it actually disappears entirely. So that's fun. Anyway, we've also got tin, ingots, ore, block, silver, ferrous, which is a lot of other mods reference it as nickel. Just a note there. It really should just be called nickel, because I get the impression that that's what it's supposed to be based on what it does. And ingot, ore, and block. And lead, ingots, ore, and block. And now, I've got them all set up here, and I've got a bunch of pickaxes. I've got wood, stone, iron, diamond, and cobalt. Wait, what? Look at the cobalt pickaxe. It's so trippy looking. Because I don't think the crystal chest is very sure what it is. Because it's got its own custom inventory thing. What's my sound on? 50. There we go. Okay, stone, iron, diamond, cobalt. This will help me figure out the mining levels for all of these. Cobalt I added as a failsafe because it is... If you're playing Survivalivity Next, you know any ore is going to be mineable with a cobalt pickaxe. It's just a fact. Whoops. It might help if I put myself in survival mode before I do this, huh? Yeah, that would probably be smart, duck. Okay. Put the grass back because OCD. Okay. / game mode 0. Nope. Can't mine copper with wood. You can mine copper with stone. Tin, same thing. Silver looks like it needs iron. Ferrous also needs iron. And lead. Okay, so for copper, you're gonna need stone. For tin, you're gonna need stone. Silver, iron, ferrous, or nickel, iron, and lead. Iron. That's fun. Just put all this in here. Okay, so now we get to the other metals that it adds that aren't obtained through ores. First off, we have the shiny metal, which most other mods reference it as platinum, so I'm guessing it's really supposed to be platinum, and like nickel, for some reason, they just derped the name. They derped a lot of the names. But yeah. Okay, so there are a lot of ways to get platinum / shiny ingots. Like, if you get platinum combs from Binny's mods, and you craft the platinum grains. I'm just going through all the ways to do it in Survivalivity. I'm sure there's more with other mods. And then if you take nether ores, you can macerate nether platinum ore. That is a weird noise. I've never actually used one of these before. Alright. Well, it looks like that takes 8 years, but eventually we should get some platinum dust out here. Right? Mr. Macerator? Yep, see, there you go. I should probably go back in game mode 1. Alright, shut up. Okay, next thing. This is the normal way to get it if you just have thermal expansion. You take ferrous slash nickel ore and you put it in a pulverizer. And if you wait long enough, normally you get pulverized ferrous metal, but there's a small chance that it will have a secondary output of shiny metal. Pulverized shiny metal, platinum, whatever you want to call it. Any day now, you can just give me some platinum. Alright, well that's going. And then once you get the pulverized shiny metal from whichever source, you just chuck it in a redstone furnace or a regular furnace, and you get shiny ingots. Did you make any shiny? Yep, see? It's pretty rare. I think it's like a 10% chance that you'll get some platinum dust out of pulverizing nickel. But yeah, that would be the ferrous. I don't want nighttime. Ferrous pulverized to platinum. I'm derping so much right now. Okay, anyways. Next. Here we have the first of the alloys. I wouldn't really consider platinum an alloy. I'd consider it a strange byproduct of processing nickel. But, anyways, first up we have electrum, which you get by first pulverizing silver ingots, and the machines like the pulverizer and the redstone furnace I will get to in one of the parts of this mod showcase. If you're watching this the day of, it won't be out yet, but if you're watching this a while after I make it, you should be able to find the next few parts of the showcase in the description. So yeah, once you get your gold dust and your silver dust from the pulverizer, you put them together in a work table and you can get electrum blend. Once you've got your electrum blend slash pulverized electrum, just chuck it in a furnace and you get some electrum ingots. Now next we have bronze. Bronze, that's what it's called. It used to be bronze in the game, and then they changed it to Tinker's Alloy. I have no idea why. King Lemming has mentioned it was to align with Tinker's Construct, but I don't understand that, because clearly Tinker's Construct still calls everything bronze, so not sure what's going on with that, but yeah, Tinker's Alloy slash bronze ingots and blocks. Now to get that, I think you've guessed by now, because every single mod ever adds copper and tin. So you pulverize the copper and the tin, and then you craft 3 pulverized copper and a pulverized tin in a work table, and you get bronze dust from industrial craft. What? Yeah, I honestly haven't the slightest why that happens. I really don't know. I don't understand why it makes industrial craft dust, but it does, and I'm actually rather curious now. Java. For those who don't know, the Just Another Better Barrel Attempt mod acts as like an ore dictionary type deal. So let's see, if we take some of this and we put it in here. No. Yeah, the Just Another Better Barrel attempt has a side effect of being ore dictionary. Yep, okay, so if you somehow manage to get your hands on a Tinker's Alloy blend, then you can turn the copper dust into Tinker's Alloy blend using Just Another Better Barrel attempt. That's actually why I added it, so I could convert things all into one type of copper or bronze or whatever. But anyway, yeah, once you've got your Tinker's Alloy blend, just pop it in a furnace. And if you have your bronze from Industrial Craft, that works too. It's all ore dictionary compatible, so just pick one type, store everything as that type. All recipes from other mods can use all mods, coppers, and everything else. So it's not a huge deal that it makes the wrong type of bronze. It's just a weird little glitch. This is Thermal Expansion 3.0.0, by the way. The like first ever non-beta release of Thermal Expansion 3, which I really do enjoy. It's my favorite tech mod. But anyway, enough about that. We'll get to the smeltery in a sec. First, I'm going to show you guys Invar, which is the last alloy thing. Actually, no, it's not. We've got Enderium still, but that's slightly different. So Invar has ingots and the blocks. You'd need iron and ferrous pulverized, and then you gotta take 2 pulverized iron and a pulverized ferrous metal, and then you can get Invar blend. These recipes are all shapeless, by the way, so I can put these however I want, and it will still make the proper blend thing. Once you've got your Invar blend, pop it in a furnace, same as all the other ones, and you start getting Invar ingots. Why did I open that? So, another thing to note, all the thermal expansion metals, except for one, which is Enderium back there, are Tinker's Construct compatible. As you can see here, it's got molten versions of all the thermal expansion things. And you can also make the alloys in a smeltery, which is very useful because then you don't have to wait. Like, let's say you want to power all your machines with a magmatic dynamo, something we'll get into in a future showcase. But you don't want to have to go through the trouble of crafting machines to make Invar first. You can make Invar in a Tinker's Construct smeltery, something which is very useful. I don't understand why I have the ferrous ingot. Alright, so first we're going to make some electrum in here. As you can see. Quick note, with those thermal expansion metals, they do work, but they all show up as blocks of cobalt when you're melting them down in the smeltery. Not sure why, but that's what happens. It's weird. The smelteries used to look a lot nicer. Like, if you put an ore in there, they would show an ore. If you put an ingot, they would show a little slab. I'm not sure what's been going on with the smelteries. MDio! If you ever watched this, what the hell happened? They used to work so beautifully. And I fell in. But as you can see, we now have 2 ingots of molten electrum in the smeltery. And you just pour it out using your ingot cast. And ta-da! You now have electrum. Just like that. Alright, next up, Tinker's alloy / bronze. Let that melt. Why you look so derpy? Why you do this? Smeltery, come on, you used to be the best furnace. Now it still kinda works. The fuel derps a lot. Tusk tusk. Oh well, Tinker's Construct is still my second favorite mod behind thermal expansion. Yeah, these two, my absolute favorite mods of all time, if you guys were wondering. Thermal Expansion 3 and Tinker's Construct. Although Thermal Expansion 2 was still pretty fun as well. You done melting yet? Copper? Alright, so... Et voila! 3 ingots molten bronze. So what you do there, pour it out the same way. Now you guys will probably notice that this is a different color from the Tinker's alloy that I showed you earlier, and that's because Tinker's Construct does have its own bronze. However, again, if you're using just another better barrel attempt, just chuck them in a barrel, and you can convert them into the Tinker's alloy. No. 0. See? Voila. That's fun. So yeah. The only reason that happens, Tinker's Construct has its own form of bronze and its own stuff, so you just have to use some sort of ore dictionary converter mod. The makers of Thermal Expansion actually used to have their own, like, ore converter mod. Like, you could convert all the types of copper. It was ore dictionary things. And for some reason, they haven't updated it to 1.6.4 yet, and that's why I added just another better barrel attempt to the mod pack, because it acts like that. Not to mention, it's actually really good for storage. But anyways, moving on. Last alloy, just to prove that I'm not insane, and that you can indeed create these things. In the smeltery, we've got 2 iron and a fake cobalt, which is actually ferrous. Interesting how it seems like the ferrous melts faster. Did MDio actually code like melting points or something? That would be pretty cool. I really should have gotten rid of this before we started, huh? Yeah, if you're playing Survivalivity Next and you've ever done a super flat world, you'll notice that Mine Factory Reloaded lakes show up everywhere. I filled in a lot of them around the Survivalivity Next spawn thing. Not sure why. And if you guys are wondering what these are, these little tables that store everything in them, they're work tables from Ghani's Surface, as you can see in the little tooltip at the top of the screen. And I'm going to be using them in mod showcases from now on, because they just so happen to be very good for showing crafting recipes. A lot better than what I did the last time with easy armors, with all the item frames and the ridiculously long wall. Okay, you done yet? Yep, looks like we've got ourselves, hello. Fluid.invar.molten. Excellent. So, looks like Molten Invar's name is a little bugged. It's not bugged in bucket form, but it looks like it's bugged in item form. Or at least within the smeltery. Not sure why that would be, but it makes Invar ingots just the same. 3 of them, I believe. Yeah, since every ingot is like, 144 millibuckets is an ingot, for those who were wondering. So, yep, see? Invar, fun. Anyways, so yeah, smeltery alloys for thermal expansion. And the last alloy is Enderium. Ingots and blocks. Now, you're going to need some shiny ingots. As you recall, you're going to initially need to pulverize ferrous for those. So what you do, you take some tin, pulverize it, some shiny platinum metal, pulverize that, and then you're going to need a magma crucible. That's a new one. And you're going to need to make yourself some resonant ender. Now, once you get up to 1,000 millibuckets of that, you can run it into a fluid transposer. Make yourself an Enderium bucket. And once you've made a resonant ender bucket. Blah. Sounds so fancy, doesn't it? Resonant ender. Fabulousness. Okay, so once you've got your resonant ender bucket and your pulverized tin and pulverized platinum shiny potatoes, you're going to craft it into Enderium blend like this. Again, shapeless recipe. I can move these around wherever I want, I think. Yeah. Fabulousness. So, yeah. 1 resonant ender bucket, 3 pulverized tin, and pulverized shiny metal. And you keep your bucket. Isn't that fun? You keep your bucket. I need to figure out how they do that for the mod that I am coding, which I'll go over in a little bit. So yeah, Enderium blend keeps the bucket when you make it. Once you've got all your Enderium blend, just chuck it in a furnace. Chuck it in a furnace. Right? No? Is that not what you do? Enderium. Sorry guys, I was 99% sure I had this right. Oh, right. You don't actually use a regular furnace. Making Enderium is super complicated, so what you're going to need is this machine called an induction smelter. Again, I'll be going over it at some point in a future iteration of this mod showcase, future part, whatever you want to call it. I can't speak today. I'm terribly sorry. Little brain dead at the moment. Been trying to mod. So, okay, what you're gonna need is some Enderium blend, and then some blazing pyrotheum dust, right? No? Is that... Okay, so it's just pyrotheum dust. You put them in an induction smelter, add some power, and... You gonna work? Yep, okay. And then it should start making you some lovely Enderium. So Enderium is super complicated to make, and that makes sense because as I recall, it's used in some of the mod's most powerful items, the resonant tier things. Yep, see? That would be why it's so complicated, because the mod's most powerful items use it in their recipes. So if you're curious about how to make blazing pyrotheum, or just regular pyrotheum, it's only called blazing when it's in a bucket. Come on. There you go. Okay, you're going to need sulfur, pulverized coal, redstone, and blaze powders to make your pyrotheum dust. Well, that's fun. And I'm sure a lot of you were wondering, are these blocks beacon compatible? Yes, they are. As you can see, I've set up all these pretty little beacon patterns to demonstrate that every single one of the metal blocks added by thermal expansion can be used in beacons. Not sure why you would ever use Enderium in a beacon because it's so valuable, but I can see shiny metal being used for beacons since it doesn't really have much other use. I mean, there's not even much use for it within thermal expansion itself. Everything else is used in a recipe somewhere, and shiny metal is just kind of in there as an afterthought. Not sure why, but yeah, as you can see, lead, silver, ferrous, copper, tin, electrum, shiny, Tinker's alloy, Invar, Enderium, they all work for beacons. So anyway guys, that was part 1 of the thermal expansion mod showcase, all the metals. Stay tuned for part 2 coming soon, where I go over the energy production that the mod adds, redstone flux. See you guys next time.